Happy Saturday everybody, and welcome to another episode of my new series, the Stock Market Week. And here on this channel you will know everything about investing to make you the better investor. So another week on Wall Street, and we are talking about the Fed cut rates and also the Saudi oil market, the AIRBNB IPO. So let's roll. Okay, let's dive into the first one. The first one was here in the region where I'm from, in Saudi Arabia. I'm here vlogging from Dubai every day about stocks, stock market, investing and money. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified for every single vlog that I'm doing almost every day. So, however, the first vlog category today is the last Saturday's incident in Saudi Arabia that just wiped off half of the production of oil, which means 5% of the oil outcome worldwide. This was huge, so the market raised 15%, and after that the market went down 6% and so on. So meanwhile the oil market is where it were. And obviously there's this price stabilization. If you want to know more about this, make sure to check in my channel. I make a separate vlog about that. We will see how it all develops. It was an incident that showed that how effective this and dependent of Saudi Arabia the oil market is, and let's see how it really develops. Next category was the Fed cut rates of 25 basis points, which was expected, and people I read a lot of articles, lot of comments, and they said even Trump saying put more, cut the rates more, the Fed is not doing the right thing. But guys, listen, if we are going soon into a recession or even a low or medium core economy cycle, or if we're going into a smaller or bigger medium size correction of the markets, then we really need the Fed to have some ammunition for this further cut rates, because this is one of the most important weapons or instruments of the Fed. And if this will be gone, then there's not much to do. And many people say, hey, there's maybe negative rates, but I don't see this happen in US, at least for the near future. So I think it's the right thing to do. They signalized that they maybe will be not anymore further cut rates towards the end, which was a little bit unexpected that they said something like that. So let's watch this closely. However, until then, it means the market gets more money flowed into it, and maybe the stocks, bonds and also property prices will rise on this note. So let's dive into the next category. The next category is just a summary of all the markets, and I'm telling you, there was not much movement at all. So the S&P 500, almost no movement. The Dow Jones, almost no movement. The Nasdaq, almost no movement. Same with the Russell 2000, Bitcoin, German DAX, and so on and so forth. So it was rather quite weak, no big movements. That's why let's jump fast to the next category, which would be other highlights. Okay, now the last category of this vlog, but before we are diving in, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel if you're interested in investing stocks and stock market investing to make you the better investor. The first thing I want to talk about, which is a little bit alarming, that banks in the US actually ask for liquidity from the federal banks in New York and so on. So that means the following: the banks don't have enough money to bankroll their liabilities that they have. So maybe companies want to need some money from the bank account, and the bank has no much reserves to back this money flow and so on. So you see that this is something maybe a little bit alarming, but so far the Fed are covering this reserves by giving them some kind of securities that they sell and get the money from the Fed. So it sounds a little bit like a Ponzi scheme, but it's today's economy. However, this is something that we should watch very closely, and make sure I will watch this very closely to update you if there is something that you should consider in your next investment. Another news was that Airbnb is considering IPO next year, 2020. Now, why is this a bigger news? We have seen very big IPOs this year. We have seen Uber. Uber lost almost 40% or 30% of their value since their inception, since their IPO, and this is really a new generation of startups. They get really blown up in the valuations through investors like the Vision Fund by SoftBank, for example, and then they have like a valuation of 80 or plus billion dollars before they come into the market. They don't make any money, they spend all the money, they have losses and so on. So there's a long way to profitability, and this is what Wall Street don't like, so they punish them and the stocks really get punished. And that's why also WeWork, another big tech IPO, should come actually this September. It seems to be delayed for exactly this reason. And next thing to highlight of this stock week, just Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest investment houses in US, just announced that they think October will be a very volatile market. October is usually a volatile market, but it seems that it will be more volatile. But to be honest, how more volatile can it be? Every single trade, every single trade war tweet, every single tweet from Trump make the stock market jump and react and so on. So we are already in a very volatile market atmosphere. So let's see how this develops, but definitely worth to mention. And last but not least, on Friday, we have seen that Netflix just lost almost 6 or around 6% of their stock value, and this was because one statement of the CEO who said that he think there's a new generation of streaming competition coming on this November, with Apple Plus coming online, also Disney coming online as well with their streaming service, and also Amazon just announced they will spend much more money on content. So very big competition coming up, and this is for such a high valuation on Netflix. Of course, the people try to save some profit that they made in the last couple of weeks, months and years, and I'm very curious. I'm still a believer in Netflix itself, because Netflix has a really strong content, so a really strong product, and they're spending a lot. They don't make much money on that, as you might know, but still I think the product is great. Everybody that I know can speak about it. The Netflix and chill is a word that you marketing wise combine with streaming services, so this is very strong as well. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in tomorrow. There is another vlog. Thank you very much. Peace.